Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the third installment in the four-part series, Quadrant Quotient. This is where I'm going deep into each quadrant we play with inside New Earth Elite in birthing a better world together. The four quadrants are healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. So if you have not tuned into the first two in the series, I highly recommend doing that because they all build off one another. The first two, healthy and wealthy, they're very tied to the root chakra, the lower three chakras, which, if you don't know what that is, it is the energy centers in your body. And it really is the fundamentals on the way to self actualization. So, what is New Earth Elite? New Earth Elite is this fleet of advanced souls. It is this movement I am stewarding, pioneering. It's the ecosystem you enter when you become my client, where we fuse high performance and spiritual mastery to 100x your soul mission that changes your life for the better, that ignites your soul to your highest potential and reveals sparks of light all over the world, all over the planet through your mission, your business, your relationships, literally every single thing you do in this life. That is your unique, one of a kind contribution to a better world, new earth, which people are literally praying for, what only you can create right here, right now. So that is the frequency of this episode. If you haven't tuned into the other two, highly recommend that. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be here with you as always. Thank you for being here. Thank you for pressing play, whether this is your first episode, the first time you're experiencing me and this frequency, this voltage, this work, or you've been listening ever since I dropped my first episode 4 years ago. Thank you for being here. This network of souls all around the world, expanding and really ushering in a new golden age together would not be possible without you. So, thank you so much. Before we get into today's episode, for those of you that want to go deeper, for those of you that are seeking one-on-one mentorship, for those of you that want to get in person with me, for those of you that want to go deep with me one-on-one in your astrology, in nervous system reset, doing a lot of breath work, holotropic, deep shamanic breathwork journeys, if you want to do adventures on sacred land, if you are seeking that high performance coaching for you to reach the next level of your soul mission, your potential, if you want to master your health right here, right now in 2026, if you want to get pregnant, if you want to call in your soulmate, literally, one of the biggest things about New Earth Elite and this work and this movement and this ecosystem is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. We usually start with one area of life and we pull that golden string and then it unravels and everything else is revealed, right? Because you're not here to just have a successful business. You're not here just to make an impact in the world. You're not here to just, be healthy and hot. You're not here to just make money. You're literally here to have all of it. And this is what we do in mentorship together. So inside New Earth Elite, it is bespoke concierge premium mentorship with you and me one on one. So if you are interested in this and going deeper, I'm enrolling new clients right now at the time of this recording, June 2026, for you to start now. You can either work with me in one-on-one Lux mentorship, or I'm currently booking one-on-one VIP days and VIP weeks, aka a private retreat slash soul pilgrimage in France this summer. So, if you are interested in either of these options, go to the link in the show notes, apply, and let me know what you are interested in. Share your heart with me and share with me your celebrations, your challenges, And from there, I'll be in touch and create a custom offer for you if we are an aligned fit. So if that is you, go to the link in the show notes and apply right now. Okay, beautiful humans, let's get into today's topic, quadrant quotient number 3, happy and fire elemental. We are going deep into happiness today. What does it mean to be happy? What are the keys to being happy? What are the secrets to happiness? You know, everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. And what does happy even mean, right? I feel like I've seen, and maybe you've seen on like every movie you've ever watched, it's like the main character or the main theme is like the person just wants to be happy. And people say that a lot in real life, in movies, in the trajectory, in the hero's journey. It's like, all I want is happiness. All I want is to be happy. And it's like, happiness is simple. If you want to activate your happiness right now, go to the Avatar soundtrack. Shout out Hans Zimmer. I believe it was Hans Zimmer that did that. If I'm butchering that, please let me know. The soundtrack, the score, it's a score, right? Elite. Elite. Category of one. Go to the track Happiness is Simple and just let it wash over your soul. Because happiness is extremely, extremely simple, just like everything in life, just like everything in New Earth Elite, everything for a better world. Literally everything in life is simple. The truth of life is simple. When we make things complicated, that means we have left the realm of miracles, we have left love, we have left our connection with God source energy, the creator, the universe, the stars, our soul. Anytime things feel complicated, you have left the creator. And so today we're going to go really, really deep into happiness. And we're also going to explore, okay, these 4 quadrants inside New Earth Elite, they all work together, right? However, it was given to me in an order. It's in an order and a reason for a reason. And each is connected with an element in the physical plane, right? Because what do we do in this work together? We become motherfucking Jedis in precision of what does it mean to be an Olympic athlete for the light, for your soul mission? What does it mean to go from 1% to the 1% of the 1%, spiritual and successful? And what does it mean to have unconditional mastery where you pluck new realities, new paradigms, new visions out of the 5D and pull it into the free 3D with precision again and again and again and again and again, right? Some people call this manifestation. I just call it life. Um, you know, it is about excellence above and transcending all noise, all chaos, right? Here's the thing that I want to share about happiness in the context of all 4 quadrants. Okay. And this may ruffle some feathers and this may activate you. And if it activates you, it's just a mirror for, okay, there's something for you to explore. Anytime your soul is activated by something, there's something for you to explore there that has got to be transmuted for you to achieve the next level of your soul potential, right? If you are not healthy, you cannot be happy. If you are not wealthy, you cannot be fully happy. What do I mean by that? The thing is, a lot of people say they're happy, but you're really settling. If you don't feel vital, if you don't feel good in your human body, if you're not healthy, if you're not sleeping, if you're not working out, if you're not eating nutritious food, you cannot access happiness because you are consistently existing in a dimmed version of you because the temple, the house for your soul, your body is not clean, is not operating at a high level, right? So it really is that like health is a foundation before you can even be in the realm of like what makes me happy. Like this is the thing is like you won't even know what you actually like. You won't even know your intuition. You won't even know who you are until you're healthy. Like for real. Until you are operating with clarity in your human vessel, in your human body, with deep health, you will not even know who you are, let alone know what you desire, let alone know your intuition, let alone know what makes you happy, okay? I will die on that hill. I will come back next life and I will die on that hill again. People overlook physical health way too much, and this is one of the things that sets New Earth Elite apart is that we don't overlook this. It all works together. Health is number one. If you have not mastered your physical health, shameless plug, hire me. The results of my clients, first of all, 100%, every single client I've ever worked with deeply one-on-one has gone through an extreme elite lasting health up level, completely unhooked from the matrix designed to profit off you staying sick and misinformed and settling for less and not even knowing that you feel like shit because you're just used to it, okay? So that's the first thing. Um, you will, I'm just going to be really real. You will never be able to access your happiness if you never master your physical health. And it's not about perfection. I'm going through a really deep health upgrade right now. I'm calling it my Operation Restoration, right? Because the last 3 years have been extremely visceral, severe initiations for me. My root chakra got extremely rocked, and I also have been traveling full time for 3 years, and I'm in a season where I just gave myself an entire month where I'm like, okay, no travel. I'm going to go to weekly acupuncture. I'm going to get weekly massage. I'm going to hire all the people to be on my support team, the Earth Angels, and just help me land this in my physical body. I'm doing deep on nutrition, muscle testing for what is correct for my body now because it's different than it was 3 years ago. The architecture of my aura has shifted like massively. Um, and my happiness, my next level of happiness is not possible until I do that. You know, it can't go without that. The next thing, wealth, money. Now, to a certain level, um, to a certain level, after a certain level, I'll say, wealth can create chaos and deep unhappiness if you are not living your soul mission, if you are using it to disassociate, right? So, for example, I've seen billionaires die early because they just used their wealth to try and cut corners and do the latest biohack, and they never got down to the nitty gritty of like, these are my daily habits. And guess what? They had more money than most people in the world, and they died early. Their money couldn't save them from a lifetime of poor health habits. So, and they used their wealth to disassociate, to avoid. It's like it's easier to take your private jet to go party on an island for 2 weeks than it is to face the deep confronting truth of yourself, opening Pandora's box and going toe to toe with your deeply embedded patterns that are actually, self-harm. So all of this to say, there's a threshold of wealth where you really like you have everything covered and more. And from there, if you're not continuing into happiness and freedom, which by the way, wealth is just all about freedom. It's about money and it's just about freedom and the truth of abundance. The truth of abundance consciousness and limitless provision no matter what beyond the bullshit lies of the human programming matrix here. So I will fully say and fully own that you cannot be happy until you reach a certain level of wealth. What do I mean by that? If you are in constant struggle, if you are in constant I don't know how I'm going to pay for the basics, then you will never be fully happy. And you will, what I see a lot with people operating in lack consciousness, which I don't work with people in this consciousness anymore. I did for a while, and I just, I decided I'm no longer available for that level of consciousness. Now, is there lack consciousness that all of us have at every level of wealth? Yes. And, you reach a certain level of wealth before you become my client. Now, if you don't have ample overflow in resource in money, you will never be happy either because you will not have the resource to be fully expressed. What does that mean? It's like, okay, your soul gets this hit. You're like, oh my gosh, you know what would make me so happy? Hiking Machu Picchu with my parents. It's like a bucket list trip. Let's just say you have. Okay, if you have not created wealth for yourself, then you will not be able to take that trip, and therefore you will not be able to access that voltage of happiness, right? That's why wealth comes first. So, healthy, wealthy, happy, free, they all stack on top of each other. They all work in an ecosystem. It's never tit for tat, it's never about even. Okay. The reason I say ecosystem and harmony, I don't believe in balance. Balance is not real. Nothing is 50-50. You look at Mother Earth, she's not balanced, she's harmonized. You look at a symphony, you look at an orchestra. That's always my go-to metaphor for this is because it's not about balance, it's about harmony. The lower voices, the root chakra, if you will, of an orchestra has to play a lot louder than the top woodwinds. And I might be using terms you don't understand just because this is my old career. This is my old niche, right? That I had no idea that was preparing me for my true soul mission, which is New Earth Elite. The top voices that are very, very, very high frequency, they don't need to play very loudly to cut through, right? But the bass voices, the lower voices, the root chakras, right? And this ties into the quadrants because the quadrants are connected to the chakra system, the quadrants are connected to the elementals, right? And so happiness is really where we get to, we have health and wealth at the bottom of the body, and then they're the first two foundational quadrants of New Earth Elite. So if you think about New Earth Elite, like it's a square split into four equal sections, right? Health and wealth is on the bottom, and then we go into happiness and freedom. Now, happy, what we're focusing on in this episode, it's connected to the heart chakra. And so that's when we really get the heart chakra, what is it's literally your heart. If you didn't know this already, your heart is an electromagnetic field. It is connected to your nervous system. It is actually how you manifest. Thoughts, your conscious mind visualization only is in charge of 5% of your 3D reality, right? The 95%, the dormant potential that most people never unlock, let alone wield and command with precision, lies in your heart space, lies in your nervous system, lies in the subconscious mind. This is where the work we do together in my spaces in cosmic cellular breathwork and shamanic holotropic breathwork nervous system reset, literally resetting, unhooking and hooking back in your DNA, your cellular architecture, opening it up, releasing what doesn't serve in you, putting it back together in a whole new way, a whole new trajectory. This is why you quantum leap, because you literally go from I'm only operating with my mind, which controls 5% of my life, to I am allowing my heart field to magnetize and manifest what my mind is steering it toward because I feel safe. I'm no longer holding the gunk of the past, right? I'm no longer controlled by trauma, bloodline patterns, what my ancestors have done, what people around me think, the conditioning of the matrix, blah, 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 right? So I wasn't expecting to go deep in that. However, this is very deeply tied to the heart chakra, the fire elemental is, right? So happiness is extremely simple. If you are under-resourced, you can never be happy. Now, there are people around the world who have very, very little compared to a lot of us, right? And they're extremely happy. They're extremely tapped into the light of the creator. Why is that? Because they are vital, living from the land they were raised on. They have amazing relationships and they are in abundance, even though they don't know, like, even though they are not sitting on a big stack of net worth, they are in abundance consciousness, right? And they are receiving and they're happy. Now, you can be happy with very little. However, what I see is that deep down, most of us, all of us want more. Your soul will not settle. Your soul will not allow you to settle. This is why people get chronic disease. This is why you know, a lot of really harsh challenges happen is because we have stuffed down our deepest desires. We have stuffed down what would really make us happy. We have never even done the deep work to open up like the possibility of even knowing what would make us happy. We've just done what we quote unquote thought we would should do, which is very robotic. If you are concerned about AI, by the way, stop doing everything a robot can do and you'll be untouchable, right? Find out what makes you happy, make your art, splash it on the world. You will prosper and AI will serve you. Okay? So if you are under-resourced, you do not have the freedom to do and be fully expressed, right? It's like you walk into a store and you see this amazing piece of clothing. You're like, this is so amazing, like it's made for me. You know that feeling, right? And then you look at the price tag and you're like, "Oh, I'm not going to get it because I don't have the money to get it," right? You just decided through your lack of creating wealth to block your happiness. Because what does your soul truly want? Your soul wants those clothes. So it's not about shame, it's about understanding the mechanics of how everything works and knowing that your happiness is deeply tied to how fully expressed you allow your soul to be. That's what it is. Happiness is connected to your inner child. Happiness is connected to the dreams sown into your heart. It is that passion, it is that fire, it is that light that never goes out. Go back to when you were a kid. What did you love? What excited you? Like, it doesn't need to make sense. Just follow your heart. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. You will never be happy if you don't follow your heart. And you will never be able to access following your heart if you don't fully resource yourself with health and wealth. Boom, roasted. I will stand by that for real. Now, the other things about happiness, and in this work, what I see with my clients, it's like happiness, you're getting past. It's like it's not about the basics anymore. It's about the artistry. It's about your unique expression. It's about your relationships. Like, what would an amazing soulmate relationship look like for you? What does it mean to live your soul mission? I will tell you right here, right now, the biggest part of your soul mission is your happiness. Anything. And I don't mean this instant gratification, like, oh, I don't want to do this thing that makes me leave my comfort zone because it won't make me happy. No, you want to know what's actually true about happiness? The key to happiness is growth and progress toward meaningful pursuits that you care about more than anything and challenge. If you are not being challenged if you are not being challenged on your own terms, I don't mean when life doles you challenges and kicks you in the face because you were complacent or that's just the way that, you know, the creator, those things happen, by the way. We get kicked in the face. First of all, there's things called spiritual initiations that you cannot avoid, literally, no matter how advanced you are on your soul path. What I've experienced the past 3 years was I basically, I didn't realize it, but I basically hurled myself into the most visceral, severe, shamanic, um, death and rebirth portal of my life. It was gonna happen either way. I didn't know when I left Chicago and moved to Maui with two suitcases and not knowing anyone and having never been there. I had no idea that when I talk about like your happiness though, right? I knew like in my soul, I'm like, this is what like my heart says go, so I'm gonna go. What I did though was I accelerated this initiation process. I made it a lot more extreme and severe and quick, to be honest, because I just hurled myself into the void. I'm like, okay, I trust I'm following my heart, and I hurled myself into the void. Now, guess what though? I am in a season of life of the most immense holistic happiness in my life ever. Ever. And one byproduct of that was that I lived with my parents unexpectedly when I was going through a really hard time in my business and my life. I got kicked in the face in 2024. And, you know, that was after I hurled myself into the void. Um, Creator knew though that one of the deepest desires of on my heart, I had already, by the way, I had already really gone a lot further than most people in all four quadrants before I ever left Chicago. And what I want to say to you right here, right now, is that I do not give a shit that you are a quote unquote ahead or doing better than most people. You have got to stop measuring yourself against the masses. You've got to stop measuring yourself against the 1%. You are here to be elite. I don't care if you've already done what most people will never do. This is the secret self-sabotage of high performers. People like you. Nobody knows you're going through the motions. Nobody knows you're coasting because you're so good, because you're already so successful, because you already have quote unquote everything. It's like, how do you keep expanding your happiness when you quote unquote have everything, right? People told me I was fucking crazy. They're like, you have everything. You have the business, you have the dream home, you have the freedom to travel whenever you want. And one of the deepest desires in my heart was always, I want an amazing relationship with my parents. And I had never been able to do it up till that point. Had always been extremely sticky, extremely challenging. There was a time in my life where I didn't speak to my parents for many years, and the creator knew this deep desire and said, okay, the only reason that Adrian, and I'm sharing this just because it's powerful to learn through story, it's powerful to learn through example, and this is an example of happiness, right? Um, Creator said the only way that this relationship is going to become what she desires if she is in a situation where she's got to spend extended time with them and get to the root of everything to heal in a lasting way. And so I was positioned here. I was positioned in that space, and I would do it all again in a heartbeat. Because what do I have now? The most amazing relationship with my parents. Like I'm so grateful. It's one of the things I'm most proud of in my life is my relationship with my parents, with my mom and my dad separately and also with both of them. So, where are you settling? That a previous version of me settled. She said, "Oh, I can have all these things, but I can't have the close relationship with my family. That's the one thing I can't have." It's not true. That's not true. So, these are some of the codes on happiness. And You've got to run toward what is true in your heart. Happiness. None of these things, by the way, the fusion of high performance and spiritual mastery, it's extremely about energetics, understanding the mechanics of the universe, leveraging divine timing. So, just one example is I'm recording this during the June solstice in 2026. The divine timing right now is extremely prosperity coded. It's connected to the sun, it's connected to what's possible for the next 3 months. It's a checkpoint. It's when the rhythms of Mother Earth and Father Sky line up. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about this, I have a whole episode on solstices and equinoxes, so you can just search in the queue. Um, Happiness is connected to your heart, and it's all about how are you willing to pursue your desires through action. It's connected to Mars energy, taking action. It's not, I have this dream and I'm just going to write it in my journal. It's like, no, you make moves. I had no idea that following my heart to Maui was also me following my heart to an amazing relationship with my parents. I had no idea. I was just following my heart. And I trusted my desires and I trusted my dream. And so this is where we go from I'm saying this again, but just the context of all of the quadrants and how they work together is like when you reach the heart space, then we start that self, that actualization. If you are not taken care of at a foundational level, healthy and wealthy, you will never be happy. You will always be in survival. You are not here to stress, to survive. You're here to thrive. You're not here to be regulated. You're here to be liberated. And so the heart chakra is really the point in the body where we shift from the lower chakras are extremely tied to Mother Earth. The upper chakras and energy centers are tied to consciousness, Christ consciousness, angelic realms, the cosmos, the force, creator, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And then your body is literally the bridge, right? And so you access the bridge through the quadrants. Okay. A lot of people think that happiness is about just being, it is about joy. It is about your inner child. The amount of joy, like, do you allow yourself to experience and receive consistent, unbridled joy? Like, ridiculously unbridled joy, which, by the way, you will never experience that if you don't experience pain. The amount of happiness you experience is directly correlated to how much sadness, how much grief, how much despair, how much anger you are willing to transmute. Because you can't just numb out pain. When you numb out pain, you numb out pleasure. If you are disassociated, which that starts in the health category, if you're disassociated, you automatically can't be happy because you've turned off your ability to feel, right? People think happiness a lot of times is about comfort. It's not about comfort. You want to know what your soul really wants? Your soul wants to grow. There's a saying, a tired dog is a happy dog. And the reason why that's a saying is that like your soul actually wants to work really, really, really hard on something it cares about, that's your destiny. That's all your soul wants. That's where true happiness comes in. True happiness is the fulfillment of I am giving my all to something that I care about more than anything because you are here to be a creator. We are all here to be a creator. So growth and challenge on your terms towards something that you care about that makes that lights you up, that gives you joy, that you love. Happiness is about love. Love for your mission, love for other people. It's your relationship to the divine. This is the truth about happiness. I've never been more happy than when I was building shit. I've never been more happy than when I'm in motion toward things I care about. I've never been more happy when I'm like solving a puzzle. I'm like, oh shit, we're about to level up. I'm locked in. This is what we're doing. And I'm gonna figure this out. I'm amazing. I'm awesome. Like I'm gonna go and here's the next correct move and the next correct move. And what does my heart say? I'm gonna drop into my heart. I'm gonna let myself love. Do you let yourself love? A lot of people are like, oh, I can have the business, not love, or I can have love, but it's going to make me sacrifice my net worth or my business. Here's the thing, and I'm going to give it to you straight. The correct soulmate for you will celebrate and support and cheer you on in your life's work. If they ask you to not pursue your life's work, that's not a soulmate, that's a distraction. I once got broken up with. The last person I dated in Chicago before I moved broke up with me because he told me all I cared about is work. And I looked at him and I said, "You don't understand, this is my life's work." And this was after he, felt extremely um, I think disturbed is the best word, but he was disturbed that I wouldn't drop and change my plans last minute to answer calls from him or go on dates. But I'm like, yo, I have clients. I have a fucking mission I'm building. I'm not just gonna answer your call whenever you call. Like, and it was that. And then also it was very obvious he was not living his purpose. So he could not even be on that frequency with me because he hadn't discovered his purpose and wasn't running toward it every single day and making him happy. And so you've got to be, this is the other thing. Most people won't get it. You're not most people. Congratulations. Moving on. Your soulmate's not going to be most people either, right? It's this elite dialed frequency. It's not about perfection, it's about a standard. And so the most important part of your soul mission is for you to be happy. If it doesn't make you happy, it's not going to serve the collective. If it doesn't make you happy, it's not your destiny. Is it that simple? You're like, well, Adrian, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all of these things are going on. And it's like, follow what brings you joy, follow what sets your heart on fire, and everything will be fine. Everything will work out. Do you trust the creator or not? You've got to take command of your nervous system. You've got to take command of your health. You've got to take care of your wealth. Again, if you are under-resourced, you will not follow your heart. You will not create happiness. You will not pour from overflow. Okay? The other thing I want to share is like, where does your technique limit your artistry, your expression, your essence, your creativity? Happiness and the fire elemental are all about, and I'm going to get more into fire in a second here. Happiness is all about your creativity and your artistry and your heart and your joy. It is about creation. And so technique determines artistry. What does that mean? It means we don't rise to the level of our hopes, we fall to the level of our training. When you go to enter flow state, if you haven't mastered the basics of energetic mastery, the basics of your health, the basics of manifestation, the basics of wealth, the basics of building a business, the basics of your relationship, you will not be able to access this level of happiness and creativity and soul expression because you have stunted your own ability to paint because you haven't mastered your technique. Technique determines artistry, determines happiness. If you haven't mastered the fundamentals, you will not be able to access everything your soul requires of you to be fully expressed in your happiness. Does that make sense? So, this is a little bit about just, I don't even want to, I was like, do I even want to look up the word happiness? Like, is that even fruitful? I feel like I want to right now. Happiness definition. Let's see what pops up. A state of emotional well-being and contentment. I don't like the word contentment because I don't believe we're ever content. And it's not about not being grateful and not about not being present. It is like real gratitude is I continue barreling forward in my growth as a thank you to life. Okay. Joy, um, purpose, a state of well-being and contentment, joy, pleasurable or satisfying experience. Okay, someone said happiness is a complex and multifaceted state. And they said mental state, but I just took that out because it's not mental. It's spiritual. It's everything. Mental is spiritual. The body is spiritual. Literally everything is spiritual. A positive feelings, intense joy, contentment. What I gather from the word contentment is like you are satisfied. You go to bed at night proud, knowing that you left it on the court. When you are content, though, people get complacent. It's like, I don't know if I'll ever be content. And it's not, maybe I just don't really resonate with the word content. And I imagine this might resonate for you as well, but it's like there's literally always more. There's always more. And the game of life is like being in extreme gratitude and reverence and presence of the now and like, wow, this is amazing. And at the very same time, you know that there's always more and that the limit does not exist. There are no limits. The creator can always give you more. The creator wants to give you more every single day, all day. So happiness is not about being content. Happiness is about consistently being in this perpetual state of joy, a perpetual state of fulfillment. I think fulfillment is a better word. I don't like the word content. It's not sitting well with me. It's not correct. Um, and so let's talk about how this all ties into the fire element, right? The fire element, there are four elements: earth, water, fire, and wind on our planet. And so we have earth that is connected to health, the health quadrant. Wealth is connected to the water quadrant. Is wealth quadrant is connected to the water element, and the happy is connected to the fire element. When we talk about the elements in terms of the quadrants, we really want to focus on the fixed zodiac signs and their expressions for each one, because what we do here in New Earth Elite and building a better world is we are holding a standard of excellence. And the fixed signs are all about holding a standard. It is about consistency. The mutable signs, mutable cardinal is all about starting energy, and mutable is all about transforming energy, right? And it's not about that we're not starting new levels or transforming into different expressions. It is about, though, like what really is going to be at the heart, pun deeply intended, heart of mastering these quadrants through the elemental lens is the fixed expression. So with fire, we have cardinal fire is Aries, that starts the whole zodiac, Aries, and then fixed fire is Leo, and mutable fire is Sagittarius, right? Aries and Sagittarius are not stable. They are in motion, right? They are the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end, right? The middle, the consistency, the standard of excellence, like a Leo fire. By the way, I'm a Leo. If you didn't know, I'm a Leo sun, and my Jupiter is conjunct my sun. I have a lot of fire over here. Leo is It's a bonfire that never goes out. It's the fire in your heart that literally never goes out. It's passion. And the reason why it's connected to happy so deeply is because Leo literally rules the heart space. Every single sign, every single piece. element of astrology rules a part of the body. And Leo rules the heart and it also rules the back because you can't have an open heart and lead with an open heart if you don't have a strong back. This means you got to have your own back. Leo's all about leadership. And so when I'm teaching on these elementals, a lot of it is through the fixed lens, right? So Taurus is the most deeply connected to health, and Virgo as well, but Taurus because it literally rules the body. Okay. With wealth, it was Scorpio, and that's all about quantum money, fixed water. With fire, it's fixed fire, Leo. So it's really connected to Mars energy and the sun. It's how bright do you shine your light? Do you even let yourself experience how bright your light is? A lot of us have a voltage within us that scares the shit out of us because we're like, if I let this fully take over, like I don't even know what's about to happen. And that's how you know you're on the right track because it's not controllable, because it's connected to the creator. There is no limit to it. And we live in a world where people tell us there's limits. People say, don't be too much. People, blah, 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 blah. Don't shine too bright. When you shine really bright, you illuminate how others are not shining at that brightness. It's a whole thing. You've got to allow this fixed essence and this bonfire to blaze deep within you and shine out to the world, right? If you're here to anchor the light and you're not shining your biggest, brightest light, shining it as bright as you can, farther than the eyes could ever see, then you are not even tapping 1 ounce of your soul potential yet or activating any ounce of your deepest happiness. You will be happy when you let yourself shine the brightest you've ever shined. When you let yourself be courageous, when you let yourself roar, when you let yourself soar, when you lead, when you don't hang back. Leo is the royalty of the zodiac, rules the whole goddamn zodiac, right? Do you allow yourself to live in your divinity? I talked about this a little bit on the wealth one. With wealth, it's really about, do you acknowledge that you're spiritual royalty? And do you dare to live that royalty? Do you dare to live the truth that you are meant to wear really expensive clothing, to be waited on, to have jewels and crowns, not from an ego thing, but as an activation of your channel, as an activation of your power, as an activation of your gifts, as an activation of your light and your fire and your happiness and your expression, right? This is how it's tied to fire elemental. So, one way you can activate this is just like doing a lot of heart opening, working with fire. Breath work is very tied to fire element because it's very active. And no, I'm not talking about the breath work that most people talk about. I have so many episodes about the charlatans and breath work. Um, this is deep, potent, shamanic nervous system reset where you literally heal and reset your DNA through you breathe really hard and really intense for a long time. And people will tell you to be afraid of that. People will say, "Oh, you're gonna blow out your nervous system." It's like you were designed for this. People just want you to fear your own power, and people want you to rely on them when really you have all the tools within you. You just need a safe space that can hold you when you open your own Pandora's box on purpose, right? Candles, sitting around a campfire. If you connect with volcanoes and lava, like you could start connecting to like Pele energy. Um, it is this fire. It is this fixed fire that doesn't go out. And this is also why health is so important because it's like if you have the burning fire of passion within you, however, you're not taking care of your physical vessel, you can burn out. And burnout really, if you don't have your health on lock, The only reason people burn out 99% of the time is that you're taking action on things you don't care about. You're doing shit you don't care about. You're doing shit that doesn't make you happy. If you work in a job that you hate, that's actually evil. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be doing what makes you happy. You want to know the most lucrative choice you will ever make? Do what makes you happy. You will never burn out. You will go forever. If you get super dialed on your health, it will just compound and compound and compound and compound the happiness. And it's more important than your kids. Why? Because if you're happy, the energy you share with your children will be magic, will be happiness. You will show them that, yes, it's important to prioritize yourself, put yourself first, fill your cup first, follow your joy, do your passions. And then from that place, you connect with others and you have amazing relationships as such. I could do a whole episode just on that. This is the third quadrant. This is quadrant number 3 inside New Earth Elite, happy. You are here to be happy, and you will never, ever even know what that means until you get the first 2 quadrants at least dialed in a lot deeper than they are currently. If you already feel like, if you know that you're meant to be focusing on happiness right now, one-on-one Lux mentorship or a one-on-one VIP day with me this summer in Europe is for you. If you want to go deeper into this work, we're going to look at your astrology. We're going to do custom breathwork journeys for you, for your soul mission. We're going to go deep into your relationships. We're going to go deep into money. We're going to go deep into your passions. We're going to talk about what habits you've got to really get dialed in to be fully expressed in this lifetime. Like, if you're like, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to serve the world while I'm doing it, these are the spaces for you. And again, it's category of 1, high performance fused with spiritual mastery in radical pursuit of your soul mission. So if this is you, I invite you to apply literally today. Follow your heart, apply, share your heart with me in the application, and I will be in touch to invite you if we are an aligned fit. There are limited spots. My mentorship is premium high proximity concierge mentorship. So there's limited spaces because I go so deep with you. I only work with a few people at a time. If you are interested in being one of these epic souls and having me in your world, in your ear, literally coaching you daily in all of this and more for you to self-actualize and spiral up 100x right now, like not waiting. There are people that are waiting in 2026. These are not the people that are going to the next level for New Earth Elite. These are the people that were on that trajectory starting in 2020. And then when the next round of accelerated change came, they didn't jump on it. So if you know, go, apply. We're going to make magic together. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I can't wait to welcome you. I can't wait to read your application and just connect with you from there. So the link to everything is in the show notes. I did curate a bundle of masterclasses for the month of June 2026 that I'm dropping this episode. The link to that is in the show notes if you want to explore that. And yeah, go be happy. Be the change, be the light, be the real you. Make a stranger smile because it charges the whole field. You have no idea. You can be the reason someone believes in life again. And it's going to come through your heart. It's going to come through your happy. It's going to come through your joy. It's going to come through that fire elemental. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.